Why are people not growing their own food anymore, fruit trees, etc.? Because every year I toss the soil, make sure it has plenty of compost, plant at the right time, make sure it's watered, then watch it die or be eaten by something else. But I'll try again this year. I eat maybe 100 of fruits every year. It'll cost me a lot more than that to grow any one of the fruits. People don't own land. Nobody has the time, money, energy, or yard anymore. Cost of living grew, people got busy working. Global warming made it more difficult. Just guesses. One can only grow small amounts of things in an apartment, if at all. Hoa. All the housing estates in my hometown were heavily planted with fruit trees along the paths 60 years ago. We had some relatives over from India and they were losing their minds. I hadn't noticed the cherries and plums and apples and greengages, pears and damsons growing everywhere. I live in the house I grew up since my parents have passed, which is in a small rural area. They raised a garden every year and kept trying to give me lots of it. But the deer and raccoons would wait until the goods were just about ready to harvest, and then they would decimate it all in one night. I finally convinced my parents to buy the stuff at farmers market since it was less expensive, less work, and they helped local farmers trying to make a living doing that. Those of us that want to are. The mass majority aren't, because it's easier to buy it from the store. I planted fruit trees in my yard and most of my friends grow some food at home. It's pretty common where I live in the Midwest. 'Cause we've got supermarkets everywhere now. You need a tomato? No need to have some neighbor grow it for you, just buy it. People used to grow stuff and share with the community, now you can just easily buy it for cheap in the nearest supermarket. Everyone's too busy working while trying to provide for their families or life. Guess I'm the weird one since I did plant about 25 or so mixed fruit and nut trees and vines. Because it's expensive, takes so much effort, and when it all goes wrong, you starve to death. I planted a pear tree and a plum tree in an inner city community garden back in 2023, but they've yet to produce any fruit. Because food is still relatively cheap compared to the time, effort and investment of growing certain foods. The best ROI on growing food are leafy greens and herbs. We tried and were fined $350 and forced to cut it down by the Hoa, because only non-fruit bearing tree like pine are allowed. It doesn't rain or snow anymore. The heartland is drying up. Because people figured out what a pain it is to maintain fruit trees and decided it was better to buy fruit from a farmer that makes it their business.